That's right, folks. Filippo Empanato of Fat Guy Media. And I decided to have him on because you think, wow, this guy's been selling for 7 months. How do you make it onto the Profit Express? It's not easy to get a cherry in a Profit Express. You know that, Filippo, right?
I do know
okay.
that.
Just to make, I don't want to get your head too swelled here. So, but what he does that's very important, as my engineer sits and laughs, that's very important. Whether you are new to sales, whether you're a veteran, is embracing old school. I can't say it enough. People say, oh, do you really knock on doors? Do you really foot canvas, dial for dollars? That doesn't work. It absolutely works. So you know what it is? It's a matter of still embracing those techniques to get yourself in front of people, as well as embracing what are the new techniques of course, social media, of course, online marketing. Because one thing I will say, you embrace it. You get it. All those other sales guys that, I don't want to go out. It's cold out today. The gatekeeper, they yelled at me. They slammed the door in my face. So they quit. They're leaving lunch on the table for you. And you're ready to take it, aren't you, Filippo?
Absolutely.
You're hungry for it.
Of course. And I think that some people don't want it that bad. I'm a firm believer in the fact that there is no such thing as I can't. It's either I don't want to or I do. And to be quite honest, in an economy the way it is and the job market and all these factors, as a millennial, how can we decide, oh, we're going to be picky. I'm going to wait for this job. I'm going to wait for this. No, you know what? Opportunities knocking. There's plenty of people out there that need the services that Fat Guy Media offers. And why not communicate to the buyers, the people interested, the benefits of digital marketing and how we can help you generate leads. I mean, it's very simple. People are going to need the services that your business offers, no matter what the situation. So, yeah, I embraced it. I had no other choice.
I love it. How would you, if you had a word or a phrase, share with the listeners Filippo Empanato's style of selling?
Ooh, that's a great question, Tim. My style of selling, I don't like to sell. That's the way I kind of put it. I like to create the conversation, and everybody has wants and needs. We just have to kind of figure out what they are. So, from a web design perspective or a digital, presence, whatever scenario that you have as a business, I like to just have the conversation and say, what is it you're looking to achieve? Do you guys want to have increased sales? If so, by how much? Why is it that you need increased sales? Is your business stagnant over the last few years? And these are tough questions that you have to ask, but
they are, but they're critical questions.
Critical questions, because if you don't get the whole story, if there's some piece to the equation that's left out during the discovery phase, it makes it that much more difficult to help them in the long run.
Right. Absolutely. Now, I know that as a part of what you do, we've already spoken about it. You go out and you knock on doors. I mean, you go out and you solicit for business, and that started since whenever door-to-door sales actually started in this country. I know the exact date, but it's been going on for hundreds of years, door-to-door. And quite frankly, the idea for some people in sales, the idea of going door-to-door terrifies them. Absolutely terrifies them. You've been doing it successfully for a number of months now. What can you share with the salesperson out there who's terrified? Just they pull up to an industrial park, they know they got to do it, and they can't get out of their car. What does Filippo tell them?
Well, Tim, everyone has different things that scare them, and door knocking shouldn't be one of them. And I'm going to tell you why right now. There's worse things out there. Okay?
Oh, yes.
You want to be successful. You want to meet people. You want to grow that network. If you don't already have that network, how do you expect to meet people? How do you expect to get out there? And that's what I tell any of these folks out there who are getting into sales. Get out there. Make a name for yourself. You can meet a number of people in any given day. You don't know how they're connected, because we're all people. We're all connected, and now more so now with the internet and email, we're connected 24/7. I look at it like I'm a treasure hunter. There's information out there. There's leads out there. There's business out there, and it's up to me to find it. Now, being frightened of door knocking, why? I mean, there's plenty of people out there who need what I'm selling, and they might not need it today, but they're going to need it someday.
Now, there's a funny story that Tom Jacoberger, your boss, shared with me regarding foot canvassing. Now, the name of your company, I love it. It's a name, Fat Guy Media. You love it, you hate it, whatever. It gets people talking. It's great.
Absolutely.
It's an icebreaker, if you will. Now, wasn't there a certain story maybe you can fill us in on that you walked up to a prospect? You know where I'm going with it.
Oh, yeah. No, I know the story.
What's that story?
It was maybe a month or two ago. I'm doing my daily thing, door knocking, and I roll up to this one convenience store. And I have a general rule. Typically, I don't like to skip businesses, regardless of what the business is.
Right.
So, it's a deli. Who knows, right? We have tchotchkes, we got pens, we have brochures, a whole bunch of different things. Mm-hmm. So, it's been a long day. I'm a little bit tired at this point. I'm like, maybe hit a couple more, right? So I pull up to this one deli. I'm walking in, and I say, I'm about to give it. I'm all psyched. I'm ready to go. Hey there, I'm Filippo with Fat Guy, and I freeze. Okay, the guy behind the counter is about 450 pounds.
He's a large man.
Okay. And I freeze up. And the guy's looking at me. He's got a coffee in his hand. There's a customer watching. Everyone's looking at me. I'm thinking to myself, oh, man. So I actually walked out of the business. I walked out, right?
You chickened out.
Hold on. Wait, it gets better.
Go ahead.
I took a deep breath. I composed myself. I stopped laughing. I walked back in. I said, I apologize. I'm with the firm called Fat Guy Media. I just wanted to drop off a couple of pens. And if you have some spare time, take a look at our brochure. Check us out on the web.
Right. Quick little introduction.
Okay. And here's where the fun part starts. You never know who you're going to meet, right? You never know what's going to happen when you're out there.
Exactly.
The restaurant owner who happened to be next door to that deli was getting breakfast. He overheard my conversation. And he said, hey, let me grab one of those brochures. What exactly are you selling? And 3 months down the road, I get the sale. I get the sale from that restaurant owner. So you never know. You never know how these...
He was in the deli buying lunch
buying
or whatever.
breakfast. Or lunch, whatever it is.
Yeah.
He's getting something. He's bringing it back. He's just starting his day or ending his day, whatever it is, grabbing a cup of coffee. And it sparks the conversation. Now, you never know what's going to happen when you're out there.
I love it. That's the kind of stuff. You see, that story right there, that got not just the rookie jacked up who's listening. You're thinking to yourself, wow, foot canvassing, how can I possibly do it? Trust me, if Filippo and Panano can do it, anybody can do it. That's a compliment. That's a compliment. I'm not,
Tim.
And of course, a veteran out there who's maybe kind of stalled, maybe flatlined, maybe they should go out and start just getting those juices flowing. Foot canvassing.
Definitely.
Again. I love it.
It certainly can't hurt, no matter what way you look at it, right. Whether you look at it as practice, right. Brand awareness, or just, getting out there, just having fun. There's no way you can lose.
Do you have some time to stick around?
Of course.
All right. Up next, again, today's guest, Filippo Anthony, rookie phenom of Fat Guy Media, who does a great job of combining old and new school selling strategies that keep the sales coming. Up next, Filippo is going to share his story of the famous dry cleaning technique right here on the Profit Express on 88.7 FM, WRHU.
The Hofstra Pride Sports Network, where the action of Hofstra athletics comes to life.
From the field.
Near side, Corey Hendrickson goes top shelf and he scores. Great passing on the perimeter.
To the pitch.
The right-footed shot, she scores! Everybody stopped. Scolarici was open by 20 yards. That's one way to tie the single-season goal record.
The diamond.
Fielded by Frill. The glove flip to second, over to first. What a double play by the Hofstra Pride.
And the court.
Luciano has to make something happen with 4 on the shot clock. She'll put up a shot from 10 feet out. It's good. Crystal Luciano adds some pad for the Pride.
Play-by-play action for all things Hofstra Sports. All things Hofstra Sports is right here on the Hofstra Pride Sports Network. For game schedules and more information, log on to GoHofstra.com or WRHU.org. WRHU.org.
You can listen to WRHU anywhere in the world on your smartphone. The free WRHU iPhone app is available at the App Store. The free WRHU Android app is available on Google Play. Now you can listen to WRHU anywhere in the world, and it's free. The way people listen to radio in the 21st century. WRHU mobile app.
The long wait is over. New York Islanders hockey is back. Tune into WRHU all season long as we bring you all the action on ice.
The captain toe drags, can't shoot, Oposo shoots, he scores! Kyle Oposo gives the Islanders their first overtime win of the season.
From the ice to the locker room, if it's Islanders hockey, we have it.
Spun it toward the net, Tavares on a deflection, got it on goal, Rasmus save, rebound, he scores! John Tavares from an impossible angle.
For game schedules and more information, check out WRHU.org and Islanders.NHL.com.
Now, back to the Profit Express on 88.7 FM, WRHU. Once again, here is your host, Tim Healy.
Well, hello and welcome back to the Profit Express. I am Tim Healy. Thanks for sharing some time with me this evening. Thanks for listening. And a new feature on the Profit Express Facebook page is all the contributors for the Bottom Line Benefit. You know, Phil Capel, Tom Jacoberger, Tom Fabry, Bill Corbett. Once a week, they're going to be updating the Facebook page with, you know, some of their greatest and latest content on everything from, you know, finance and health and wealth and PR, social media and marketing. So, you know, make sure to visit. Give us a thumbs up. Let us know what you're thinking. And the Bottom Line Benefit will be yours truly tonight. I'm going to be talking about an article that I came across on my Twitter feed that caught my attention. And I actually had to edit the title because one of the words is, you know, one of those FCC words that I'm not allowed to say on air. But it was the article reads, 4 reasons why you should do things at work that scare you to death. And it was actually that scare you bleepless, but I had to change it a little bit, you know, radio. And again, these are the kinds of ideas you listen to, maybe a little bit intimidating, but you know what? You're in the job, maybe you're in a little bit of a rut. If you're looking for a way to kind of get out of the woodwork and step out from the wallpaper, this is the kind of thing that's going to get you noticed by your bosses. So, you know, keep it right here on 88.7 FM WRHU. And today, this is actually... And again, I'm trying not to stroke this guy's ego too much. This is the first time that I've had a rookie on, a sales rookie on the Profit Express, but he deserves the seat. And why am I saying this? Because, you know, he's in his first rookie year as a sales professional. He's Filippo Anthony. If you're just joining us, he's a sales professional over at Fat Guy Media. And what he does that caught my attention, and again, he's a client of mine I've worked with and I've trained Filippo, so I know what he's doing intimately well. And he's, how old are you, Filippo? You're 26?
26 years
26.
old.
So that qualifies you as a millennial.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I'm not trying to put down millennials. I don't want to get millennials upset with me. But the things that he's doing, Filippo's doing to build his business, he's going out and door knocking. And if you just missed just before the break, he gave a great story about a door knocking experience that led to a sale. And he's doing that. He's networking. He's grinding it out there. He's networking, making the calls, you know, going out in the streets, hitting the pavement. But he's also very adept, because I follow you on social media.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're up. Hey, well, you know, it's what you got to do.
Thank you. And,
you know, you're building a great brand for yourself, a nice presence. Of course, that's part of what the offering of Fat Guy Media is. So the bottom line is today, you're here to share your experience, you know, for you, the listener out there who could be that rookie salesperson, who could be the veteran who's kind of stuck. Make sure you combine, even though it's 2014, there's a critical balance that you have to strike between old school and new school. And,
absolutely.
And so far, you're doing a bang-up job of it. So thanks for being on board today.
Thank you so much, Tim, for having me.
I'm glad I was able to get you on. You know, your schedule is tight. I know you're out there networking. You got an event after this, by the way.
I do, actually.
You're hustling.
You have to.
I love it.
I mean, it's 2014. There's so much out there. Social media, TV, there's so many distractions. Right. You got to be out there all the time.
Absolutely. And you know what? For all the lazy salespeople out there, they're leaving the lunch on the table for you.
That's 100%. And I'm right there to take it.
You're ready to take it.
Exactly.
You're ready to take it. There is, I'm going to set the table for my next question for you. there's, in one of our training sessions, I'm always big on qualifying. You got to qualify the prospect because I don't want, my clients, salespeople just like you to waste time with unqualified prospects. Because, if you can't help them, you can't help them. It's okay, but you got to move on. You can't waste your time because you're not making money. You got to be out there. And one of the great lessons that I want you to take away from Filippo is he was fearless, and he did exactly what I said, so much so that he took me so literal it even shocked me. So one of the things, I've been saying this for years, one of my things is, hey, listen, guys, you know what? You got to qualify these prospects. Dry cleaning is expensive. I don't want to throw in a suit and tie, go across town, and waste my time with you if you're not qualified. And that's always been, I made the assumption, shame on me, that this was, one of those things that trainers say during a session. Let's fast forward a few weeks. We're listening to a phone call that Filippo had with a prospect. And he says, as I'm listening to this call, and I was laughing so hard my eyes are tearing. What did you say to this prospect, Filippo?
I said, we'll just call him Bill.
Bill, right? Yes. No names.
No actual names used.
Yes.
To protect them and myself. I said, hey, Bill, dry cleaning is expensive, okay? I'm not going to put on a suit, drive over to you, waste your time and mine if you're not serious about buying. And, it was silent for about 10 seconds. And he says, all right, great. Tuesday works for me around 12. It was
how you got the appointment, Blue. Just the fact that you got the appointment, because it didn't result in the sale, but you actually got the appointment with the guy.
Correct. I did.
Blew my mind. Because I never told you to say that to a prospect. But so what's the one? What'd you learn from that?
Well, I learned a couple of things. First of all, it's not what you say; it's how you say it.
Amen.
And I've used the line since then successfully, but in a joking manner. But that same phone call, actually, in the beginning of the phone call, and I was talking about this with the other sales guy, Mike, who's helping me out.
Yep.
Early in that conversation, the prospect picked up the phone. I said, hi there, Bill. This is Filippo with Fat Guy Media. Did you know we're a full-service marketing agency?
I remember this.
I was so robotic that he actually said, excuse me, is this a recording? And,
I remember. He thought you were recording.
He thought I was a robot. And
like you're selling cruise vacations.
Yeah, cruise vacations. It was crazy. And at that point, it was very early.
You were like a couple of weeks into it or something. Yeah,
I was just trying to stick to the rules, as they say. And I had these guidelines. I had these points I was trying to make, questions I was trying to ask. And sometimes I would get I wouldn't even see it. It was right in front of my eye. Like, absolutely, I'd love to set up a meeting, and I'm still drilling the guy. Okay, great, and and you have salespeople like that.
Yeah,
they're actually, they miss the opportunity. They're too invested in their pitch that they don't hear yes. And
they have to finish what's on the pice of paper.
It's
instead
remarkable.
Of being present in the conversation.
Yes.
But it takes time, though.
It does.
It takes time. And it takes conversations, lots of conversations. But here's the thing, you're out there listening, and maybe you were, there are thousands of sales professionals right now listening to the show. You know who you are, and you were on the phone all day today. You might have made 100 dials, and you might be 0 for 100, and you're thinking, oh my God, I got to suit up and do this again tomorrow. Wow. But here's the thing. Have fun on these conversations. Be fearless. Don't be robotic. Just get them talking. Ask questions. I'm going to share a technique. We'll go into a little coaching.
Sure.
And I think I might have shared this one with you. If you get caught totally flat, just do a little stutter, step, stammer. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have the time? Everybody answers that question, right? Even though you got the phone, right?
Of course.
So again, just have fun with it. That was the dry cleaning.
And it's funny you're talking about having fun with it. Mike, the other sales guy, and we were at a trade show recently, and Mike's new to this as well. He's learning a little bit of the digital realm, and I heard from the corner of the room. I was talking to one of the other sales representatives on the floor, and I heard someone ask him a tricky question about SEO, search engine optimization.
Technical question, right?
Who does this or how does this get done? And like you said, have fun with it. I turned around. The opportunity I saw there was just wide open. I said, well, to be honest, Mike's new to the company. Let me take the opportunity. I said, we've got the Keebler elves, okay? They come in at 5. They do their cookie thing in the morning. And she started laughing. I was laughing. Mike was laughing. And but you got to kind of have fun with it. You never know what they're going to ask. But, again, just kind of keep it light.
And that's just it.
She was really, beating him up, too. She's like, well, how do you do this? How do you do that?
She was drilling him.
She was drilling him.
Yeah.
I had to come to his rescue.
Yeah, good job. Looking out for the new guy, for sure. And, folks, it's the Profit Express right here on 88.7 FM WRHU. And if you're just tuning in, man, is your timing good? Because we're spending some time with Filippo Anthony, rookie sales guy. Yes, that's right, rookie sales guy for Fat Guy Media. And I wanted to share, his story, his experience with you, because who really can't benefit from, the energy and the enthusiasm of a rookie, but then also a rookie who understands old school as well as new school. You've got to embrace the door knocking. That's right, getting out there, walking into a building, not knowing what you're going to face, as well as, of course, being present online with a social media presence, which, you're doing a great job of. And I have to make a mention. I forget if it was your Twitter feed or Facebook. And I give you credit. I don't know if I would have taken this picture. You were rocking a chinchilla scarf. You got a little bit of flair and style, by the way.
You have to. I mean, at the end of the day, you want to be memorable.
Right.
Now, you can take that for, whatever it is, good, bad, but at the end of the day, people remember things like that. And again, don't take yourself too seriously. No one else will, right? I mean, just kind of have fun with it.
Well, you've got style. You can't see it. He's sitting here in the studio. He's dressed up. He's got the shirt and the tie on, and he's got this. I have to take a picture. We have to tweet it.
We're gonna have to tweet that out to the
cuff on his shirt with the signature Filippo Anthony. That's nice. I like that.
I'm a big believer in feeling good and having a nice, positive self-image. So. All little things, but all little things that do help.
We've talked about this before the break. What are some of the things that you're willing to do in sales that you think some of your peers are not willing to do that make the difference in your success?
Great question, Tim. I think that, kind of falling back to what we spoke about earlier, being a part of the millennial generation, and also I think being in the area that we live in, New York, Long Island especially, we're very lucky. And I think that millennials feel that they're, and I'm just making a broad generalization, they're owed something. I went to college, I did this, I did that. I should be entitled to X, Y, Z. And I think it really is the wrong perspective. I think everyone throughout the history of time has had to pay some sort of dues in any organization, in any situation.
Absolutely.
And, I look at it like I control my own destiny. There's no limit to the amount of business I can bring in. There's no limit to the amount of work I can put in. And I think it's a positive. And the problem, I think, with other salespeople or other people thinking about getting into sales, they say, commission-based, I don't really, they don't feel comfortable. And you know what I say to them? If you're not going to believe in yourself, how do you expect other people to believe in you? And that's really what I feel like the problem is, going back to the question. They're not willing to take that extra step, stay at the, and I'll wait till everyone else leaves at the networking event. And these are things that, let me get back to the house. I've got MTV on. I've got XYZ, TiVo. I mean, there's so many different things.
Distractions.
And just a side note, I don't watch TV. I don't watch television shows. I read books. I research things. And I just started my own blog.
Before I met you in the lobby just before the show, what book were you reading? I saw you sitting on the couch reading a book.
It's actually a great book.
A classic.
A lot of salespeople have read it throughout the time. Throughout time, it's How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie.
Of course.
And the book is great. It talks about a lot of successful salespeople, business people, and implementing small things each and every day. My goal is just to be better today than I was yesterday, but not as much as tomorrow. So
you were working on that one, I can tell. It's the Profit Express. Filippo Anthony right here is the guest today. And it's 88.7 FM WRHU. You know what? It's just been a great conversation, just getting a refresher and, B12 shot in the arm of, and if you are the veteran, you know what? I am challenging you right now. If you haven't been foot canvassing in years, and I don't care what business you're in, so don't tell me, we don't do that in my business. Come on. Go out and knock on some doors tomorrow. Maybe on the way to the office, maybe at lunch, whatever. Just knock on 2 or 3 doors. Because just as Filippo said earlier, you're never going to know what or who you're going to find, what opportunity lies behind that door. And you have the opportunity to look somebody right in the eye. If you're in sales, even if you're not in sales, we all understand the world of selling. Rejection is a daily possibility. Daily possibility. Sometimes multiple times a day. You've lost deals.
Oh, of course. You can't win them all.
You've been rejected. What keeps you coming back for more?
Well, Tim, you can't help everyone. I understand that there's going to be businesses out there where we're not a right fit or they're not a right fit.
Right.
But what keeps me going is there's always going to be more business down the line. There's always going to be opportunities. And just because I couldn't help a prospect today doesn't mean they won't remember it for the future. I hear no all the time, and it's very, it's a little sting. But then I think to myself, you know what? It's okay. On to the next one. And I actually have a story for you really quick about, rejection and being told no. My advice to all you salespeople out there listening in, be persistent. You don't have to be annoying. Just be persistent. Give a little push. And the example I'm going to give, we were at Night on the Town in Mineola. This was months back before I had made my first sale. And I was speaking to some of the vendors. I said, you know what, take my card. Just take. And she goes, no, we already have a web guy. And I think I might have asked 3 times. And that's now my general rule of thumb. I said, if they say no 3 times, maybe I'll ask, maybe I won't, but maybe I'll leave you alone. That vendor who said no not only called me, but also gave me a referral. And so that's two deals I could have lost from that particular night just by taking no for an answer. And again,
stopping one step.
Yeah, one step short.
Right.
So, and that's a lesson you taught me, Tim. So thank you for that.
Did I? All right, you're welcome. Do I get a piece of that commission?
Sure, let's
we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that after.
So you're at a great place. Your career is really just starting out. You're, 8 months into your first year. Where this will take you, I don't know, but I think the direction is up. That much I'll say. Where you'll end up, who knows? Nobody knows. But you're definitely heading in the right direction. So far in the 7 months you've been doing this, if you had a mulligan or a do-over, what would it be?
Wow, Tim, that's a great one. I think that there was a period in the beginning where I said, you know what, I don't think this can work. And I think if I could have a mulligan, I'd go back, right now from the studio.
At that moment. Yeah.
Time machine.
Yep.
And go smack myself in the face, say, Filippo, keep hitting the streets, keep dialing and smiling.
Right.
Because I look at it like a waterfall. I mean, it's like a glass, right? Mm-hmm. You fill it up, and I've said this to other salespeople out there. The amount of information you pick up while you're canvassing, while you're calling, while you're networking, it might not be valuable today. Like I said, the Night on the Town in Mineola, while I was there speaking to a vendor, I picked up the name of an owner, and then 3 months later used his name in the restaurant. Went back and said, "Oh, is so and so here?" And I got face to face, and we got that client as well. So it always goes back to, being persistent, being out there, using that information. So the mulligan would be the first few months, walking with my head down. I'd say, you know what, Filippo, just keep going. And to the rest of you sales guys out there too, just keep at it. Be friendly, be happy. People are going to do business with people that they know, like, and trust. So just always be out there, always be positive, and help people.
I almost have a tear in my eye right now.
Yeah. I try.
It's been a great conversation. Hey, you have is anyone special listening? I think is Mary listening?
Yes, Mary's listening.
Is she late? I hope so.
Yeah, she actually she left me a voicemail.
Is she tweeting you saying how do you sound? I mean, what's
I haven't checked the phone.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, Mary's great. She's been very supportive throughout the entire process. She's my rock. So
excellent.
I always appreciate her kind words. Right before a meeting, good luck, thank you.
She's a cheerleader.
She's my cheerleader.
Excellent. I love it. Well, thanks for listening, Mary. Folks, it's the Profit Express right here on 88.7 FM WRHU. Filippo, thanks so much for being on board, sharing your experiences of life of a rookie salesman here on Long Island at Fat Guy Media.
Thank
Appreciate
you,
it.
Tim.